Hey, what's going on? You're in the secret level here with Gurns, and today we got a video on how to build your own AFK jungle farm. So this is basically going to be an addition to the original jungle farm slash arena from one of my previous episodes there. So it's a great addition to have, guys. Drops a whole bunch of extra loot for you, and for me at least, it was pretty important to have. So anyway, that being said, I just want to make sure you guys know this is not the jungle temple farm. That was the last episode in this series, so if you want to check that out, feel free. So anyway, that being said, we'll get on to the main benefits of the farm, as well as how I have mine set up, and the loot that you can get from the farm as well. Alright, so here we go. So the main benefits of the farm, guys, are number one, getting you a bunch of these turtle shells here, so that you can make that turtle armor nice and quickly, pretty much as soon as it becomes available. It makes really strong armor, guys. I highly recommend it if you like playing melee, to grab it as soon as you can. I know I did at least, and it was awesome. So that being said, you will also be able to get the Bazaar as well. And this is not the farm, just for those who are wondering. This is actually an old farm that I set up initially just for turtle shells, and I've since moved it so I could get the Bazaar to drop as well. So yeah, I just thought I would do the benefits part here so I could check it out one more time. I haven't been here in quite some time. And yeah, it's become more of a relic now than a farm. So anyway, that being said, the turtle shells, I found them very annoying to farm manually. They drop off those giant tortoises, who are not very common, and they also don't drop turtle shells very often either. So yeah, I thought I would just set up a farm for them to make it much easier for myself, as well as the Bazaar here was the last accessory I needed to make the Ankh Shield. All the other accessories, at least the ones that drop off monsters, were covered by 3 of my other farms, the Dungeon Farm, the Hollow, Crimson, and Corruption farm, as well as my Super farm. So yeah, this was the only other accessory I needed, basically. So I decided to incorporate it into my turtle shell farm, just to make it a little bit more efficient, and so I can cover more important items in my farms. So anyway, you'll also be able to get some cool little wing items here if you want them as well, the butterfly dust, as well as the tattered B-wing. And yeah, there's other items you can get too, guys, depending on your needs. These are just the main benefits that I thought I would mention here. So with that being said, we'll get to my farm, my actual farm, and how I have it set up. So here we are at the farm, guys, and if you want to build it like me so that Bazaars as well as other items drop as well, you're going to want to head down to the underground layer here. Now that being said, if you don't care about the Bazaars, or at least if you only want the turtle shells, you can make the same farm except on the surface to save yourself the time of hollowing out the area. So yeah, now we'll take a look at my map here, and what I did is I made an extension to my original jungle farm slash arena. Now if you guys haven't seen that video, I highly suggest checking it out. It's a very convenient farm to have, and this addition to it just makes it even more convenient. But what the original part still does for me is it spawns Plantera bulbs, as well as jungle bait, life fruits, and sky blue flowers. So yeah, that's very convenient to kind of have that there, as well as this addition here. And, you know, nice and close to my base. Anyway, so once you have your area hollowed out here, if you're building it in the underground at least, as far as the dimensions go, I'll just quickly mention, from my character to the walls on the left and the right is about 75 to 80 blocks of space, and I filled in any of the holes down here that were within 47 to 50 blocks of space, and same with up here, within 47 to 50 blocks of space. And I did a bit more, just my own choice. Now the ceiling up here, I left it a little bit higher, like it's off screen basically, and that's just so I could leave a little bit more room for things to spawn, like these moss hornets for example, a bit more efficiently. But you don't have to do that, you can make it lower if you want. So yeah, anyway, once you have that done, you're going to want to build a little pyramid trap here, with the conveyor belts going a little bit farther out, and that's because of these angry trappers here. And the hole trap on the top, of course. Now, the hole trap I've made a bit larger than my normal hole trap, and that's because the moss hornets and the toxic sludges, they require a bit more room to get in there and die, I found, like this guy here. So, anyway, so you'll notice I have some traps here, and the traps, you don't necessarily have to have jungle traps yet if you don't have them, guys. Like if you're setting this up basically as soon as you can get turtle shells and you don't have access to the jungle temple yet, not a problem, because originally what I did was just put in lava as well as some regular dart traps down here to kill the angry trappers. It takes a while to kill the angry trappers, but at least they don't stay there indefinitely and take up the spawn rate, right? And it definitely worked. I got those turtle shells. This just makes it a bit more efficient for me, as well as I get Bazoras too. So yeah. Now, that being said, if you do have the traps, I'll just mention them quickly. I have a row of spear traps here, some spiked ball traps, and some spear traps here to help deal with the angry trappers, obviously. And one super dart trap there, and this goes for both sides, basically. And the super dart traps there are to help deal with the snatchers, which are those weaker plants that won't stick out as far, as well as it will aggro potential mimics that will sometimes spawn here too. So kind of convenient, get a little bit of extra mimic loot, and some money as well. Alright, so we'll take a look at the wiring just real quick here. So I have each of these spear traps down here separately connected to a 1 second timer to help spread out the damage, as well as one of those 1 second timers is also connected to all the other traps here as well. Alright, so we'll turn on the traps now. 1, 2, 3. And we'll turn off the wiring. So yeah, I mean, fairly simple setup here, guys. Not really much to it, really. It's fairly standard as far as my other farms go. So yeah, very convenient too. And I guess this layer of temple brick here, in case anyone's wondering, lizard brick, whatever, I put that down there because initially, when I was standing right in the middle here, it was a cave biome, because there wasn't enough mud block with jungle grass on the screen, because the ceiling was too high as well. So I just put that layer down there to, make sure that I'm still in a jungle biome. Even when it wasn't there, I still had no problem. There was still a bunch of jungle monsters spawning because out on the sides was jungle biome. But yeah, it helps if it's also jungle biome here too, so just in case. Now, also a water candle there, obviously, to help increase the spawn rate, and inside this chest, I've run out, but normally I would have some battle potions there, as well for the spawn rate. And now that we're in the chest here, let's go through the loot. So obviously, you're going to get your turtle shells, the absorber, and those wing items that I mentioned, but you'll also get violet husks, if you want those dye items, as well as the death meter, some more yellets, which are not too bad actually. I used to get really annoyed by them because I get them all over the place, but they sell for a decent amount of money. So you'll get a jungle key too, which is more or less useless to me, because I have a super farm that farms all the biome keys for me, as well as a ridiculous amount of materials and money. So if you guys want to check out my AFK super farm video, I highly recommend it. It's a great farm to have. So anyway, you get this cool little archaeologist's hat, as well as you can see, a mimic just spawned there. You'll get a whole bunch of mimic gear too. So yeah, that's more or less as far as the items go here that I have dropping for me, and as well as the setup, guys. Alright guys, so that's how you build your own AFK jungle farm. So yeah, great farm to have, guys. It got me that turtle armor very fast, and it doesn't take very long to set up, and again, you can set it up before you have temple traps. So if you want to set it up early and grab that turtle armor ASAP, then there you go. It's nice and quick and easy to do. So also, that being said, one other reason I decided to make it in the underground as opposed to the surface is because the spawn rate in the jungle underground is faster than the spawn rate on the jungle surface. So yeah, I get basically more giant tortoises spawning faster in the underground, as well as other monsters too. Plus I already had my jungle farm / arena there, so I thought might as well make a little addition to it, make it even more convenient. So yeah. But anyway, again, if you guys want to build it on the surface, it is shorter to do, and you still will get those turtle shells very quickly on the surface. So yeah, go ahead and do that if all you want is the turtle shells, because that's initially what I did. Now, yeah, so anyway, that's the video, guys, and I hope it helped. So if it did, leave a like, and that way I know I'm helping you out and not just wasting your time. So also, if you want to subscribe here to the secret level to join me, Gurns, that would be great, because I'm making more videos like this, so there's always more videos to come, as well as other types of videos too. So yeah, you'll probably want to check those out as they come. Anyway, hope to catch you next time, guys, and this is Gurns exiting the secret level. Take it easy.